And next up, we're going to talk about the last Ramsey Baby Step, which is probably the most fun. Baby Step 7, build wealth and give. But before we dive into that conversation, here is a really great clip from Financial Peace University that shows what this step is all about.
We are here to do more than just for ourselves. We're here to do for others.
Our focus has shifted from surviving to thriving.
But when I think about how much we've paid off in 7 years, and we tithed the whole way, it's mind-blowing that we had enough.
The process sort of unlocks that part of you that's a giver. By the way, it allows you to develop the means to be able to do more of it.
When you start to think of yourself as more than just a spectator in life, it's such a joyful feeling.
If you hold your money like this, none can get out, but no more can get in either. You go like this to God, it just flows so much you can't even hold it.
Here I am, I'm giving money away, and I'm richer than I've ever been.
When I was working in the schools and I would see kids come in to eat breakfast, I started wanting to somehow branch out and do something with that to help these kids on the weekend. That's how I came at starting Blessings in a Backpack.
You start looking at money as a tool that you use. It's an asset that the Lord has given me. And I pray, please show me how I should use your resources, because it's not me anymore.
And now we have all this time to pour into ministries and people going overseas to spread the gospel.
Pack food for kids I don't even know, but I feel really great knowing that there's 24 kids that are being fed this weekend.
You know, with this generous act my parents have done for me, I really have to shift my mindset, because before, when you don't have enough, you're always worried about, taking care of yourself. What do I need to do to help myself? With this, it just shifts my mindset to transcending that. I have the ability to pay it forward in a way that other people maybe don't.
The amount of money that we're able to give and enjoy giving, it's more than I ever would have imagined. It's just amazing.
So you better be ready for the ride, because it's friggin' awesome. I totally love it.
All right, baby step 7. All that's left is to build wealth and give. And we cover this in Financial Peace University, and this is called outrageous generosity. And this is a fun step, you guys. This is like where we get people. And you always say that it's an emotional step, because there's all the hope that's accumulated. This is what the plan is for.
We've lived like no one else. We paid the price to win. And our definition of winning then is you become debt-free so that you're able to build wealth. So you live like no one else so that you can live like no one else. And you can give like no one else. So I talked to a friend of mine yesterday. As a matter of fact, we were having a discussion, 40 years of marriage. And he was telling me that Ritz-Carlton now has a cruise line. I didn't know this. But he just booked a really nice cruise for his 40th anniversary.
Wow.
So he is living like no one else, and this guy is unbelievably generous. And you would never think he would spend money on himself in any way, but it's a very small percentage of his world, because his world is very big now.
I love it. And the giving aspect, it's incredible. And we always say it really is the most fun you can have with money. There's fun parts of changing your legacy and going on a nice cruise and all of that. But when you give, there's something in your heart that's it's different. It touches a different place in your life, giving does. Do you find that, Hogan, with the Everyday Millionaires?
It really does. And these Everyday Millionaires were very intentional in setting aside money each and every month to be able to give. So this wasn't an accident. This isn't a fiber of who they are.
Yeah.
And we say that we're blessed to be a blessing. And so these millionaires have that same kind of mindset. Yes, they want to take care of their own financial future, but they're also trying to help others in all kinds of ways, at their church, at charities. And so it's just fantastic to be able to see that these people have the right kind of heart and the right kind of motivation.
Yeah, that's so great.
Yeah.
All right, it's fun. The Ramsey Baby Steps, they're complete. You end with living and giving like no one else. So before you guys leave, a question I always ask my guests are, what is something that you're doing with your money right now that's creating a life that you love? I can't wait to hear your answers. Because if yours is buying a new play set for your grandkids, I'd be okay with that. We need one.
Is she lobbying? Is she lobbying right now?
Live on camera.
On camera,
I decided to go there.
Full time.
I need proof.
What's she doing?
This goes on all the time.
My goodness.
But really, what are y'all doing? What are you doing right now? People are interested.
Hogan,
This
what are
is
you doing with your
interesting.
money?
Well, I mean, what I'm doing is I'm obviously preparing a legacy for my own boys, but being able to give. I mean, being involved in some areas out front, but also behind the scenes. I have to tell you, when you're able to give behind the scenes, no one knows, but I know. And so it's awesome to be able to see the impact of that.
Be
And
anonymous.
so,
It's good.
absolutely, it's fun.
That's good.
It's a lot
That's
of fun.
good.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
Again, the giving, it is the most fun you'll ever have with money. And it's not just to pat ourselves on the back and say we're generous or something like that. It's just you work your tail end off, and we work. I mean, all three of us work hard. And we make good money, and we've gotten there. We've gotten to the point that we're, don't have house payments. We don't have this. We don't have that. And so we're able, there's margin in there to enjoy our money, but also to just catch somebody and just, we were in a little Mexican restaurant the other night. The food was amazing. And the lady, bussing the tables didn't speak English. And it was really fun to just pop $100 bill on her on the way out. Just completely made her cry. It's just, let's have some fun like that.
So good.
Because she's the one that doesn't get noticed. The waiter that's all dancing in front of you, they're the they're the one who gets the tip, right?
Yeah.
But she's the one carrying the dishes in her back,
awesome.
and that kind of stuff. And nobody even knows she's there. She didn't speak a lick of English, and I don't speak a lick of Spanish. So, but you know what? We both spoke C note.
Yes. That's cool. That is cool.
She knows what that is.
Yes.
That's awesome. So great. Well, you guys, it's just been an amazing series, and I'm so glad that we've touched on every single baby step. But if you really want to dive into this, we've got a community of people just like you who are changing their lives, and they're just waiting for you. So you're able to connect with them, dive in deeper, make sure to sign up for a Financial Peace University class, and see your legacy start changing. Well, thank you guys both for being here. So
Thank
fun.
you.
Thank you.